And it's Tuesday night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Weekly Wrestling Heat. We are back with another episode. I got my boy Moise here. Of course, as always, I am Mr. Laredo here with Weekly Wrestling Heat. We're here for another episode. What's going on, Moise? How you doing, sir?
Pretty good, dude. We're like famous TikTokers now.
Somewhat.
Yeah, no, we're nowhere near where we want to go. We're gonna keep posting content on there for the people. But yeah, let's dive right into it. ROH had their final show. I haven't gotten to it. You watched it all the way through?
I watched it. I thought that this was their best show to date.
I will say there's rumors that they're doing another show in April. Like they're just gonna do supercard shows. And
well, they're going to
Braun and Cardona are on it, I'm going.
So they're going to go on a hiatus. So let's talk about it. So Ring of Honor is actually going on a hiatus. Going on a hiatus starting the end of December. Basically, they're ceasing all operations to reconfigure or to basically reorganize themselves before they come back in April for their super show or their super card. This is something that was done. Unfortunately, it sucks. People are taking it as their last full show. A lot of the stuff that they're saying pretty much is not too positive, not too negative. It's just that they're taking a break. I don't want to say exactly.
Are they going to the GCW route where they're just going to do like specials?
I don't know. That's where I'm interested in seeing, because of the fact that a lot of this is pretty much speculation, to be honest with you. A lot of it is speculation, so we don't know if what's going on with them. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I don't want to speculate something that might not be, or something that might actually be something else in a sense. I guess that's the best way to put it. I think that them going on a hiatus sucks because there's a lot of great talent on there, like Roxy. You look at Shane Taylor Promotions. You look at all that stuff, and they're pretty much top-notch people. So it's like, you hate to see a company go like that, and you want to see everybody be employed, because think about it. In just the past year, they revitalized the women's division and gave another avenue for the women's wrestlers to have something to do. And then they escalated their heavyweight division, and then they added the pure division, which the pure rules are pretty legit, if you ask me, when it comes down to wrestling. And it sucks. It's one of those things that really sucks, and you want to see more of.
Yeah, I hope they go to global. I hope they go to GCW route, because I would love to see them like every couple of months. Have a special on Fight TV. As long as they can pay the wrestlers, I think it'll be fun. They don't need a weekly TV deal. Maybe you do these specials, and then that's how you work your way into a weekly deal again.
Speaking of which, all right, so match of the night was Jonathan Gresham. In my opinion, was Jonathan Gresham versus actually scrap that. Match of the night was the Briscoes versus OGK.
Wait, you told me it was Shane Taylor versus Kenny King.
It was. I have 3 matches of the night, so but no, the best matches of the night was Shane Taylor versus Kenny King. That was a hard fight. They beat the crap out of each other. OGK versus Briscoes was pretty good as far as it came down to storytelling. And then the Jay Lethal versus Jonathan Gresham was a kind of like a bittersweet moment for them because of the fact that they actually fought for their original Ring of Honor title. And the match ended with Jonathan Gresham winning, which basically I think the plan all along, once Gresham lost the pure title, was to make him the world heavyweight champion. So I can see there's a lot of little controversy going on of some comments that Jonathan Gresham made about about the honor code, which, given of what the status that they're going, kind of like plays into it. So I think he's just taking a heel moment, or taking a moment to just create more buzz for Ring of Honor. If they do come back, I think he's going to be one of the ones that doesn't sign anywhere exclusively, but he'll be doing matches here and there with other
Well, he's got his
companies.
own company starting up too, right?
Yeah, he does.
All right, cool. Um, Next thing is we still don't have word on Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly's contract. We haven't watched NXT yet today, so we don't know what's going on there.
So
Um,
given on that, um Gargano so far has according to reports of what's being said out in the media right now, there's reports that Gargano is officially a free agent. He reopened up his pro wrestling t-shirt, his pro wrestling tees website to sell his shirts and stuff like that, and he's doing a couple of other things to help bring awareness to certain things. So I think and he's starting up his own I guess not blog but his own streaming Twitch channel / YouTube channel, whatever he's gonna do. So I think right now he's gonna probably take a couple of independent bookings here and there, or probably do a couple of random shows until Candace has their baby, and then they'll decide. I'm thinking they're gonna decide what they're gonna do afterwards. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Gargano pop up in the Royal Rumble just as a one-off appearance. Um, the same thing with Kyle O'Reilly. They're both of them are kind of on that unknown status when it comes down to their contracts. But as of last week, I think both of them are no longer part of WWE NXT.
all right. So, like I said last week, I can care less about where Kyle O'Reilly goes. But Gargano, I thought was written off very well. I think Grayson Waller, like from that War Games match and from the way they wrote off Gargano on TV, I think Grayson Waller looks like a star. I think this guy's the next Miz, and we've said that about LA Knight. We've said that about a couple of talent, but I think Grayson Waller is the guy. He can appear on TV shows. He was on Survivor, Australia, and I think girls are gonna love the guy. Guys are gonna hate the guy, and I could easily see him being a babyface or a heel in the future. Right now, he's doing a great job as a heel, and I like his mic work a lot. I think he had one of the prettiest elbow drops in the War Games match that we've ever seen. And yeah, I think Grayson Waller's a fucking stud.
I agree. I think that the way that they're presenting him also opens up a loophole just in case Gargano does want to come back and do a one-off match with him. It does kind of the way they did it, it kind of left the door open for Gargano to come back and get his revenge. So there's no telling specifically what's going to happen. I am interested in what's going on with NXT right now. I think that I'm excited for tonight's NXT in a sense because um, I want to see Roddy versus what's the name? Why am I having a
Braun Breaker?
I'm having Braun Breaker, yeah. I want to see Roddy versus Braun Breaker because this will truly be like a difference of styles and a difference of weight classes as well. And knowing that Braun Breaker is very agile and can move pretty quickly, I want to see how Roddy Strong's offense is against that. So I'm pretty interested to see that one. Um, Toxic Attraction. I thought that last week they kind of redeemed themselves a little bit from the kind of horrible performance they had at War Games. I don't think that War Games was their best match to date. But I think last week they kind of with the promo and what they did kind of redeemed themselves on everything.
Yeah, it seemed like after the War Games match, like everyone fell more in love with the faces and with Dakota, but they just didn't care about Toxic Attraction being a part of it.
I mean, I agree with it because I think, like I said, I thought that particular match was not their strongest. Um, really wasn't their strongest. I think that it basically took a little bit away from them in a sense. Um, but I'm not gonna lie, they looked good in the match afterwards. So I think that they kind of made their moment, but at the same time, I think Cora Jade, they just strapped the rocket on her and she's gonna take off. I will say that Cora Jade's little promo and then having Raquel come out here and save her in that little backstage segment they had with Kaylee Ray. I thought that that was perfect, and they kind of gave her a little rub at the same time because those are the two OGs of the NXT before they went to the new 2.0.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that instead of Cora going after the title, we get Cora and Kaylee Ray going after the tag titles because I feel like there's a weird chemistry there.
I
Like
think so too.
last week backstage when Kaylee gave her the bat, and she's like, "You need more than I do." But it was like out of respect, right? And I was like, "Okay, I can see this going somewhere."
And I think that it's going to head that way because they need something. We're obviously going to see we're obviously going to see, we're obviously going to see the see Raquel go against Mandy one more time. And that is known. I think that we're also going to see after that. I think during that time, I think that Kaylee Ray and Cora Jade are going to go after the tag team titles. Whether they win or not, it's kind of up in the air right now. But we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty interested to see exactly what's going to happen on that one. One thing that I do want to talk about that I really liked or kind of liked was the Santos Escobar versus Sion Quinn. That was kind of an underrated match, in my opinion. And Elektra Lopez played a great role in it for that match. Has like that devil's advocate because sometimes she saw sometimes she kind of leaned like she was trying to help Zion Quinn, but in others she ended up basically betrayed Zion and then basically went to save Legato. So she's kind of showing like that tweener. She's like in between a face and a heel, but there's no telling what her real intentions are because they're really making it seem that she's into Zion Quinn at this moment.
Yeah, and then another quick thing on NXT. It looks like your boys Briggs and Jensen, your favorite tag team, the two country boys are going to be getting a tag title shot soon.
I caught up with that. I saw that. I am interesting to see. I'm finally paying attention to them now that we've talked about them for for like 3 weeks in a row. So
I think the characters are goofy, but I think I see more in both of them doing Wagner, honestly.
I could see something happening like that, but I want to see them by themselves right now. And the surprise of the night, Matt Riddle went back to NXT. Has the
Shaman.
That has the Shaman. I thought it was gonna be RVD, but hey, I'm not gonna lie. I like the segment. It kind of brought you back to the old treehouse segments they used to have an Impact, which ain't bad at all. So I'm interested to see where they're going to go with that as well. So that's pretty much it from NXT.
So I want to call this right now. I think Randy's going to show up at the Rumble. I think Matt Riddle's going to pop. I think Randy's going to eliminate RVD. And I think that's going to lead to their breakup eventually. And I think RVD's going to be in Matt Riddle's corner.
That is an interesting take. It really is an interesting take that you have right there.
But I feel like Randy's actually having fun. That's the only thing,
That's one thing that I can say that is positive right now. It looks like he really is having fun with what he's doing right now.
And he made Otis look good yesterday.
He really did. I really enjoyed yesterday's Raw for some odd reason. Regardless
we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We like when Randy was on commentary and like doing like interviews and stuff like for podcasts, he was saying Gable and Otis are the two guys he really wants to work with.
Yeah.
So I feel like he knows. I feel like he knows he can get a good performance out of Gable, and I feel like he knows he can make Otis look like the monster.
Yeah. Well, he's also thinking like the veteran that he is. So I think at this point, like with him and AJ Styles, I think that right now what they're doing is just giving back to the younger wrestlers, because it really doesn't matter if they win or lose. They already cemented their legacy in WWE. So I think right now it's about them just putting over the newer talent, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing. But yesterday, I will say that the series of matches that they made Bobby Lashley have against Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Big E were pretty decent. The Big E versus Bobby Lashley was one of my favorite matches of last night. The
Yeah,
other
and
two, not
then
so much.
I like how in the second match KO came and hit Seth Rollins in the face, and Adam Pearce came out and was like, "I thought I was pretty smart, but we're not going to do that." Um, so I really like that. None of the matches went too long, so that was good too. We're going to get a Becky and Liv rematch, which I don't know what you do here. I don't know if you put. I think Becky wins, but I don't know if that's the right move.
I think that honestly, I think that it's gonna go. I think if they're gonna strap the belt on Liv, I think day one would be the perfect opportunity to do it. Um, the promo was not the best promo that they've had. Battle. I do like the fact that, by the way, our tips were provided to us by Spire Hookah. So spirehookah.com. So if you want one of these tips, if you're a hookah enthusiast, they're
Yeah,
pretty
David's a
nice.
good guy. Go support him. Yeah.
Yeah. So David Harris. Hey, by the way, we should put this on our TikTok. Anyways, Spire Hookah. So go to them, spirehookah.com. Buy the tips; they're pretty well. He also is coming out with a couple of more products that are coming out within the next couple of months next year. So if you're a hookah enthusiast, check it out. That's Spire Hookah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I think if they're gonna strap the belt on Liv, I think day one would be the perfect opportunity. Have her go into WrestleMania season to get Chase after get the belt. I guess either I think the winner for the Royal Rumble for the women's side, it's going to be on the SmackDown side. They're going to challenge the SmackDown champion. So I think whoever wins is going to challenge Charlotte for the title. And
Yeah,
I
and
think they're
Raquel's
going
gonna win. I've been calling this.
well, okay, we'll see.
Who do
Anyways,
you think's gonna
regardless of that,
win?
I don't know. It's a complete it's everything's up in the air. There's really a lot of people that I would love to win,
Okay, I didn't think
but
Jaya Lee was gonna get the pop she got last week. I thought it was gonna be very flat, but crowd liked it.
we'll get to that in a minute. Let's finish up Raw.
What else do you want to talk about on Raw?
I guess the Bianca Belair Doudrop match was decent.
We'll talk about that when that feud ends, because I'm gonna hold off judgment, because right now I'm just like about it.
I'm still interested to see where this whole Austin Theory McMahon thing is going, because it really sucks that Finn Balor's main roster stint is not going as we thought.
I told you where this is gonna go, Elias.
I know your prediction, but it still sucks that Balor's taking these L's. He deserves
Shane
much better than
McMahon versus Austin Theory at WrestleMania, and I wouldn't be surprised if Triple H is in Shane's corner.
I will say this: the one thing I can complain that sucked yesterday was the fact that that women's match between Zelina and Rhea was 45 seconds.
I think they're leading to like the breakup of Nikki, or the character change of Nikki. I know
I
you really
get
like the
that,
superhero gimmick, but
45 seconds that goes back to the Divas time.
but you had 3 segments though. It's not the Divas time again. No, you had 3 segments. You had that. You had the Becky and Liv, and then you had a decent Bianca and Doudrop again.
I know. It just sucks. Anyways,
If that was the only thing on, I would agree with you. And not only that, Rhea and Nikki got a backstage promo beforehand too.
Yeah. Yes. All right. We're down.
We both don't like Rhea's booking right now. That's what I think we can agree on.
Yeah, I'll agree on that. I'll agree on that. I don't like it.
What if
It
Rhea wins the Rumble and challenges Becky, and then somehow we just get to Bianca and Charlotte?
I don't know.
Bianca wins the Rumble, challenges Charlotte, and Rhea is built up as Becky's next challenger, and they both win, and they have their WrestleMania Eddie and Benoit moment.
I don't know. That's a good one, but yeah. Heading into SmackDown, um Xia Li, I'll agree. I didn't expect the pop that she got. I will say WWE production shows how good they are because her intro was badass.
Yeah, I don't know why they aren't doing this for more people. Like, why are we not doing something like this for Damian Priest?
No idea, but that worked for me. I liked it. I don't know why, but I liked it. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I'm I'm interested to see what their route they're gonna take with her, which is pretty interesting to see. That we'll see what's gonna happen with that. I hope that she gets a nice run. I think they might actually be the
Do you
ones
think
that
they're gonna go Naomi and her at the? You think they're gonna go Naomi and her at the tag team?
for now until they finish the storyline with Sonya.
I think if it gets over enough, I could see them staying a tag team.
Can you see him dethroning Zelina and Carmella?
If you build a Tomania,
I can see that happening too.
like
All right.
imagine Xia Li and Naomi's entrance at Mania at Cowboy Stadium. It could be really epic if they do something really cool with it.
I can see that happening. But the start of SmackDown with Sami Zayn promo, I'm enjoying this face Brock. I think he's having the time of his life right now, in my opinion.
Brock's a lot of fun right now. He looks like he's having a good time. Um, Roman's back next week. We'll see what happens with him and Heyman.
I actually was like, you know how Paul Bearer had that effect on the Undertaker when he came out and brought his little gong or whatever it was, his little
Dern.
urn, and the Undertaker just became a beast and started beating the crap out of everybody. I feel like when Paul Heyman started saying like, "What is this? This isn't the Brock Lesnar I know. He isn't the one that could possibly be the reigning, defending." And then you just seen Brock Lesnar just go from happy Lesnar to just I'm about to beat somebody's ass Lesnar. I thought that was like legitly a fun moment to see, and I think it made the whole segment worth it because it was dying for a little bit until that happened. Um, that I will say. But I'm enjoying this little whatever it is between him and Sami Zayn. I think it's pretty cool. Him saying that he's gonna take him back to Saskatchewan to go hunting, and Zayn's like, actually, Brock, I'm vegan. He just starts trying to get him that. So um, I think that both of them work together well. I think that they're doing their best to give both Owens and Zayn as much TV time as they can, which is pretty cool to see. Um, I I don't know.
Let's
I
get
don't
into
know.
AEW because there's actually a decent amount of stuff I need to talk about here.
Yeah, well, the last thing before we go into it, the triple threat match between RK Bro, the New Day, and the Usos was actually I would say that match of the night, for SmackDown. I thought all three groups showed that they have great chemistry. The New Day winning shows that we might see the New Day versus the Usos for the titles at day one. And I think if he were to lose it, I think that if the Usos were to lose it, I think that would be probably when they lose it, if they don't pull any antics out from there.
I think Migos is going to take the tag titles at day one because they're performing, and we're going to get Migos versus New Day at WrestleMania.
With Wale in the New Day's corner?
Yeah,
No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into AEW.
Before all this, let's talk about Hook.
Yes, Rampage.
I think this is the only time we're going to talk about it on our show. Hook's a beast, bro. Nice little pretty boy, good body. Girls love him. Guys are starting to love him.
I will say this, for it to be Hook's first ever showing as a wrestler, I thought that he did very well. I thought that it was a pretty straightforward match. It still shows that Hook is kind of green in the ring, but for what he showed, it was kind of a little bit better than Dominic's debut. Um, well, no,
It
I
was
think it was
two
along the
different
same
types of
line.
matches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
two different types of matches. So I think that Hook is gonna evolve to be a great performer. He has a lot of potential. He was trained by some of the best out there. I think Taz being on the commentary was a kind of bittersweet moment to see dad cheer on his son, or sort of cheer on his son through commentary. And even watching there's a picture out there on Twitter where they have Hook coming out and Taz just standing up, like kind of like clapping or doing whatever he was doing to while Hook was walking down the ramp, and I thought that was a pretty wholesome moment in what itself.
I thought Hook's
Shot
suplexes looked really good. Shout out to Fuego.
Fuego put him over pretty well. I think that I will say this: Fuego is a good worker, so I can see why they got the contract. So regardless of what people say, he's doing pretty well for himself there in AEW. And he, like I said, he put over Hook in a good way. That Taz mission, or whatever they call it now, I thought that was a pretty. I think that will be his staple move. So
The
I'm
Red
excited.
Drum, I think is what they call it.
Red Drum, okay, yeah. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. Anyways, going on to Wednesday, AEW kicks off with CM Punk trolling the crowd.
I don't think Punk thought he would be this heel in Long Island. Yeah,
I didn't expect MJF to get the pop he got.
Yeah, I thought Punk did decent. I think it got very repetitive. I think it went a little too long. But then right before the ring battle royal, like they did that video package for MJF, shouting him out as an acapella singer, football player, all-star middle linebacker, came out in the Letterman jacket, eliminated Wardlow. Like,
it set off a lot of face, like this, and I said it in our chat. I think this shows that MJF could be a great face as well. So when people compare him to the Miz, I can see where those comparisons can match, because when, like, Ticket for Monday, that promo battle, that promo that he had with Edge, the heat that the Miz got, is specifically putting Maryse in front of him, showed how deviant or how manipulative he could be. But at the same time, in MJF being like just being in his home turf and being cheered that way, and like when he showed signs of turning face when trying to help Dante, I thought that was pretty cool, like pretty good tease on whether Wardlow is going to stay heel and MJF is going to turn face, or vice versa. Regardless of what it is showing a great versatility that MJF has, which is pretty cool to say, because people think that he's just a heel, but now he's starting to show faces of him being a baby face and being able to be loved by the crowd. So I was pretty impressed by that. The Dynamite the ring match, I'm interested to see tomorrow when we see Dante versus MJF. I'm pretty sure either CM Punk costs MJF the match, or Team Taz causes Dante the match.
So I'm going to Winter is Coming tomorrow, and I think this is a very mediocre card. Aside from Hangman and Daniel.
Do you?
Yeah, like what am I supposed to talk for?
I mean, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen.
Tony Khan wants to complain about 17 rematches on Raw. Why am I seeing Sheeta versus Serena Deeb again?
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, I don't see what else is. I mean, we're still okay. Here is my rant for the day. So interestingly enough, he has good old Tony Khan likes to say that WWE does repeat matches. We're starting to see the same trend when it comes down to the elite. When it comes down to having them have face the same opponents, or in a sense, face the same kind of put themselves in the same storyline.
The
And
same group, different people.
Yeah. So it's like it's nothing new. You see the same storyline just recycled. They got finished with with Jurassic Express and Christian. Now they're going to the best friends, which ultimately will probably lead to the best friends beating them in a a trios match
Oh,
or
I
something.
think Trench turning. No, I think Trench turning.
Do you see it happening?
Yes, I think the vibe I got on Rampage before the Wheeler Yuta match, like when Trent was trying to speak, and then like you kind of got cut off. I feel like Trent's gonna turn.
You think he's going to turn on Wheeler Yuta,
He's
or do
gonna
you
turn
think
on
Wheeler
all of
Yuta?
them.
I could see that happening. That's the crazy part about it.
Wheeler Yuta doesn't have enough personality. He's a Daniel Garcia. He didn't have enough personality to have a story built around him.
I don't know. I think it could happen. I think that if they build it up
Like
properly,
1 month ago, me and you were on the show, and you and me both said, "What the fuck is a Wheeler Yuta?"
he grew on me. I can't lie. He's grown on me. He had a pretty good match against Adam Cole.
I could have a good match against Adam Cole.
Well, yeah, because Adam Cole be carrying you the whole way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, um, Bear Country, uh, like, oh, I don't. Oh, I'm just gonna stay quiet.
That's funny. Anyways, Winter is coming to your spot of town in Garland
Tomorrow, yeah.
tomorrow. So I will say that the match I'm looking more forward to is the MJF Dante and the Hangman Page versus Daniel Bryan.
You think you're gonna debut tomorrow?
I doubt it, but it wouldn't surprise me if Kyle O'Reilly debuted it.
I don't think this card is stacked, and I think they have to have a debut.
Either that, or there are rumblings that Bray Wyatt may appear, but I doubt that would happen.
Eh.
I know for a fact we're probably going to see the Briscoes on Dynamite tomorrow.
I don't care for them either.
I mean, they're going against STR. I kind of liked it though. I kind of liked the little.
I like the feud that FTR teased today on Twitter.
Against who?
Scotty 2 Hottie and Rikishi. Okay, let me tell you something. FTR versus the Briscoes is basically FTR versus Hardcore Usos. FTR versus Too Cool is badass to me because it's the combination of styles. It's the charismatic tag team versus the vanilla white tag team. Like, it's the tag team that's going to make the crowd pop versus the tag team that's going to make the crowd pop once the bell rings. Like, that's why I'm more interested in that.
I don't know. I saw FTR Briscoes trending more on Twitter than Too Cool versus FTR, but I wouldn't mind seeing that match. I don't know. I'm more partial towards the Briscoes because of what happened Saturday, and it was pretty badass what happened Saturday. So, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a big Briscoes guy. I don't think AEW needs any more tag teams.
don't think they're spotlighting their tag teams enough. It's the same people. It's the same people. You've had 3 rematches of, as much as I love the Lucha Bros, ain't that like the 3rd time they've had a match within the past 2 months?
I actually really like the finish of this match, though. The Eddie Guerrero finish with the belt being held up on a frog splash, not being the finish. I really liked it.
I liked it too, but it's still the same repetitive shit that Tony Khan shits on WWE about.
Yeah, you're right. No, Tony Khan wants to talk about no rematches. Alex, I'm going to let you continue your rant because I think it got cut short because we went into Trent turning heel.
I mean, honestly, like, no, real shit. People, here's the thing. People want to talk shit about the repetitiveness of WWE, right? But when they start pushing new stars, what do? Oh, this star ain't good enough. Look at NXT 2.0. Everybody is shitting on 2.0 because of the fact that it's brand new people, or saying, oh, they don't want to see a athlete turn pro wrestler. Half of these people that are in the industry now were some kind of athlete, or were some kind of Division 1 athlete before they started wrestling, or they came off the street and just started wrestling. They just had an athletic background, or they built themselves into where they're at. What NXT 2.0 is doing is the same thing that people crap about, that people hate about what they're. It's the same shit that other people do. So I'm sitting here trying to think. I'm like, where is the difference between what they're doing compared to what NXT is doing? Like, you look at Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill was a freaking model athlete, and look at her. Look at the Usos; they were football players. Roman Reigns, a football player. Look at Cody; he was a Division 1 athlete. Jake Hager,
Baron
MMA
Corbin.
turned. Baron Corbin, football player. Goldberg, football player. Jake Hager is in MMA right now. So freaking people just, I don't know. It's a hypocrisy in wrestling right now when it comes down to what WWE people do compared to what other companies like AEW do. And I think that is a toxic around the whole industry right now, because instead of sitting back and enjoying the product how they are, people want to crap on certain things. Which brings me to another point. Jeff Hardy got let go by WWE, right? We talked about this last week, right? And whatever happened, I don't know what's going on. I pray that his health is good. Matt Hardy came on yesterday to say the Brother Nero is good, that they're planning on doing something. Jeff Hardy's going on his band tour with his band, and they're doing a couple of dates here and there. And what pissed me off the most about this whole thing was that what pissed me off about this whole thing is that people are making assumptions that Jeff Hardy set himself up to get released by WWE, but they don't know the full details. So now people are making misassumptions and spreading misinformation about what really is going on, what really happened between Jeff and WWE, to just make it because they don't like WWE. That stuff brings just negativity towards anything that's going on, because if it's a real issue with Jeff Hardy, then I hope he gets the help he needs. If it's not, then it's something that he will tell us when he's ready to tell us. It's the same thing that Matt Hardy said yesterday. Whenever Brother Nero is ready to say his side of the story, he's going to come out and say it. But until then,
one place where I will side with Tony Khan is he kept the Moxley stuff under wraps very well. I hope if he is going to sign Jeff Hardy, I hope he gets, if Jeff needs help, I hope he gets Jeff the help he needs, and then maybe Jeff can have a farewell tour. I would love to see the Hardys in the Lucha Bros. I would love to see the Hardys in FTR. There's a lot of matches I would love to see, but I want to make sure Jeff is 100% there mentally and physically before he does it.
Like I said, we don't know exactly what's going on, and until Jeff Hardy himself decides to say what's going on, then I think people should just leave it alone, because people are just like JDNY, that other fellow blogger podcaster that is out there. He came up with a segment saying, "What if?" There's no what if. Stop assuming shit. That's how shit starts. Like, this is me crapping on this fucker because of the fact that his comment is basically what's wrong with the industry nowadays. But that's my rant.
JDYM.
JD from MY, some dick from that is pro AEW that shits on WWE every chance he gets.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So,
you had your moment last week, so let me have mine.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm going to Winter is Coming tomorrow, so I'll put some TikToks up for you guys. Anything else we want to touch on?
Do you think that Hangman Page will retain tomorrow, or do you think that they're going to pull the trigger and let Bryan Danielson win this one?
I think Hangman's going to win.
So do you think that he's going to give Bryan Danielson his first loss?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, we'll see. I'll be watching.
I think we're going to get a debut tomorrow. I don't know who, but I think we are going to get a debut.
We'll see. I wouldn't mind seeing Adam
I'm really
Cole
hoping it's not the Briscoes.
I'm really hoping that I'm really hoping that Adam Cole turns on the Young Bucks for all that other stuff that happened before he went to WWE. Continuation of a storyline.
You know how I think they should do it, and this is the most Bollywood way to do it. Have the Young Bucks. Don't do it with the Young Bucks. Have MJF and Punk's feud end. Have MJF bring up Britt Baker a couple more times. Have him bring him up on commentary. Tony Schiavone comes to the rescue like, yo, MJF, you gotta stop talking about this girl. MJF slaps Tony, and Adam Cole comes out to the rescue.
But they hate each other.
But that's the thing. So MJ or Adam Cole can be like, all right, Tony, you stood up for my girl when MJF was bad-mouthing her. So I came to your rescue. Now we're good. Now I'm going to take care of this piece of shit. You know, like something like that.
Interesting.
Because I think MJF and Adam Cole is a big market match we haven't seen yet.
I agree. I agree. I think that.
Let's talk about that weird Eddie Kingston and 2.0 thing that happened. The mics just cut off when they were all backstage. Then Santana popped up randomly.
Well, Santana and them, remember Santana and
I understand that. And they took out Jericho too.
Yeah, so I see a nice little feud brewing with them, but it did feel weird to see them cut off the mics and stuff like that.
Any part of you think 2.0 and No Charisma Daniel is going to win this?
No.
Why do we need the match then? It should be on Dark.
I think it's going to be on Rampage.
Well, I'll let you know because I'll be there.
Oh yeah, they do tape Rampage live after. They don't tape it live anymore unless it's like a big event.
Yeah, so I'll be there. I'll let you know if that's the main event of Rampage.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hear a Moise rant next week on this.
Oh my dude, I feel like Daniel Garcia's gonna find me in the crowd and just whoop my ass. But
I told you that yesterday, today actually.
Also, you know, since I'm going to be there, we didn't touch on this in news. A lot of negativity in wrestling fans wanting to yell out slurs and stuff to wrestlers. You know, whether it be EO, whether it be Rio, whether it be Anthony Bowens, try that in front of me. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, I agree. I mean, there's no place for going racial on people or going sexist on people or calling people out for their for their choose of sexuality, whatever. That's something that's a big no-no. I doesn't have a place in wrestling.
And
Even
my
in
thing is,
sports.
AEW is this hardcore loyal fan base. Anthony Bowers, the last 2 months has put on bangers for you guys while the Max stuff was going on, and you guys
Yeah,
are
I
just gonna
agree.
disrespect him like that after y'all say, "Oh, AEW the family atmosphere." Like AEW is one diehard family. Anthony just worked his butt off for you the last couple of months. Had some bangers, whether it was with I think he had a really good match with Darby. He had a match with CM Punk as well, right? He had some really good matches, and people are gonna yell out anti-Semitic slurs at him, and I'm like, bro, this is one of your like under the radar MVPs right now.
This is somebody that has been doing his job, has a middle tier person or has a middle card person, and been doing great job of keeping up with the what's going on and everything, and just putting on a show. Even with him and Max Caster, Max Caster has been golden on the mic as far as well with his little
And he's
raps that he does.
elevating he's elevating the talents like Darby and Punk that people want to see. So that's what's
Yeah,
irritating me even more is he's elevating the fan favorites, and fans are going to crap all over it, which is just stupid. Speaking of stupid, we didn't talk on this because it was so stupid we probably forgot about it. What the hell is going on with Malachi Black and the Varsity Blondes?
I have no idea. I I don't know. I thought he was gonna go into a better, not a better, but a different program, and all of a sudden you see him come out and attack poor Julia, and I'm like, what the hell? Where is this going? What the hell?
Malachi Black's character hates blondes. That's why he went after Cody, and that's why he's going after Varsity Blonde and Julia, and then next it'll probably be Jericho. He's just going after
Or
blondes
Penelope.
or Penelope. Yeah, he's
But
just
no,
going
all
after
right.
the
Speaking
blondes.
speaking another what the hell moment. Cody Rhodes coming out and challenging Sammy Guevara for the TNT title was a
One thing I
complete
really liked
butcher.
about this. When he was leaving, he teased going into heel tunnel, and then he went in the face tunnel. He said from one good guy to another.
Yeah, I think they're trying. I like the fact that they keep teasing this heel turn, but the more they hold off on it, the less that it's gonna pay off for them.
But they're trolling the
Also,
audience right now. They're doing an A+ job trolling the audience.
yeah, they're doing a great job at showing the audience, but just like that whole segment was just like, what the hell? It was random as hell. The men of the year, I really wish they would do something more with them, especially with Dan Lambert has their mouthpiece. I think that they have a lot of more potential to be where they're at. Um, I think that they should be either that or they should. I think that honestly, I think that either Ethan or Scorpio should be the next challenger for the TNT title again.
I think Ethan's gonna challenge on Rampage. I think that's gonna be one of my Rampage matches.
Um, but in the long term of things, I don't see a good payoff for the man of the year unless they put him in the tag team title contention for against the Lucha Bros. Because honestly, you already had 3 matches against FTR. What are you gonna do next?
Well, I think they don't know what to do with the AAA titles. I think that's the only reason it's still happening.
They should have just let them drop him in Mexico, to be honest with you. But that's neither here nor there. I think that's pretty. Is there anything else we got to go over? No, that's pretty much it.
No, I really like how WWE's building day one as a real pay-per-view rather than
Yeah,
2 weeks out and they're throwing stuff against the wall.
it feels better than what they did with Survivor Series, and especially Survivor Series being a key for pay-per-view. Like,
Yeah.
they just said, well, we'll just throw something together, fuck it, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. No.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on today's show. Please follow us on our social media platforms at Weekly Wrestling Heat on Facebook and Instagram. Weekly Wrestling Heat on TikTok. You'll see a couple of more things happen this
Yeah,
week.
if Elias edit before 3 a.m. in the morning, you'll get more videos, guys.
It might or might not happen. We'll see, but you'll see something up tomorrow. But yeah, also follow us on our Twitch page, at which we're streaming live right now at Weekly Wrestling Heat TV. Join us next week. We'll probably be back Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. Don't know. We'll see. Probably Tuesday. But we'll be back next week with another full episode recapping Winter is Coming, recapping this week's action in NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. And talk a little bit about more NWA because they got another pay-per-view coming. And also Impact Hard to Kill is coming as well.
Yes, I will be there too.
So. Also, before we get out, going back to Ring of Honor, Braun Strowman, which is now known as Adam Scherr, and now it's known supposedly has the Titan, came out and they teased their Free the Movement thing, which is going to be pretty interesting. Control the narrative, yeah. Control your narrative, whatever it is. Control your narrative, which I thought was pretty interesting to see how they got some of these Ring of Honor guys that were pretty up there or had lots of potential that weren't used properly to join the Control Your Narrative movement that they're doing. Whether it turns out to be that that Adam Scherr and EC3 start their own company or whatever's going to happen. I mean, it intrigued me, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen next with that. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see him pop up in Impact, NWA. I wouldn't be surprised if they popped up in AEW too with this whole Control Your Narrative stuff. So, yeah. Also, the shout outs from the Ring of Honor alumni from Impact and AEW were pretty cool. You saw Bryan Danielson, you saw CM Punk, you saw Eddie Edwards, you saw the Young Bucks.
WWE didn't let Samoa Joe do it.
Yeah, I was kind of sad I didn't see any WWE people on there, but it is what it is. But yeah. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. As always, follow us on social media pages. And as always, we'll see you next week. All right? Peace.